G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bears Shed. Well, this week we're up the Weldon bench end. To tell you the truth, we're tidying up the shed. We've got a bit more gear coming into it, and the welding bench here was the only clean bit of bench I could see to put some stuff on. So, as with all sheds and workshops, if there's a nice flat space around, all these jobs are happening and all gets stuff put on it. And I'm no different, yeah. It all gets chucked on there. But we went away to a camp cooking bit of a weekend, down a couple of hours away. We went away and took the caravan and went on a weekend camping with friends and having a bit of a cooking competition in the camp ovens and things like that. So that was just a bit of a step away from the shed and filming, and we also had a bit of a sad thing went on. Judy's sister Faye, she got diagnosed with cancer, and like ovarian cervix cancer, and from 3 weeks from the diagnosis she died. And so we've sort of been away. Yeah, it just takes up your mind. You're not in a get up the shed and bugger eyes round mood. You think about those things, and but yeah, that's how it goes. Where there's life, there's death, and but look, it is something to point out that she'd known there was a problem for a long time, and no one knows how long. But well, I don't know how long anyway. But perhaps 6, 9, 12 months she's known that something hasn't been right. But she was working and she was a sole breadwinner for the family, and just probably the end of last year she retired, and the pressure built up and she finally got something seen to, but anyway, by the time she got something seen to, it was too late. She went down to Brisbane intensive care there, and they looked at operating, but it was just too late. So just a bit of a reminder, if you got something you're not sure about, get it checked out. Maybe things may have turned out a little bit different in this case. But so anyway, yeah, that's my serious bit. I don't get serious much, but anyway, that's something to keep in mind. But pardon me. And apart from all that, on a lighter note, I did get to do a bit of shopping, and I saw a lot on the Facebook page. The fellow was getting rid of a bit of gear, and there was a Wolf valve grinder, and I have a Repco valve grinder, but a Wolf I believe is a better quality one. It seems to be a bit more robust, a few more features, so I thought, oh well, I'll buy that. And there was also a box of tools there, and I bought the job lot. So anyway, you can't have too much in that way, in tooling. And what's cool, I said, feed the monster. Yes, so we fed the monster a little bit. So I'll just show you a little bit of that, a bit of show and tell. So now this little thing was in the job lot, and I'll see if I can get it. It's a screwdriver within a screwdriver. I feel I should know what that does, but I just, like a jet spanner or something like that. But look, I just don't know. So yeah, leave a message if you know and prompt my memory. It's something I reckon I've seen before, and I just can't click onto what it might be. So, but it looks like it's a tool for adjusting something. In the bottom of the box there was a little snap gauge. So I have some snap gauges, but it doesn't hurt to have bloody 10 of them, does it? You may as well have a few. Yeah. Now there was another internal micrometer set. Now this set looks in good order. The plastic that they sit in's a bit dicky, but all in all it looks okay. It looks like it's been treated well. I believe it's had very little use. The anvils on it are almost unmarked. But I know we have a couple of these, so that will be number 3 set, I believe. M&W, so yeah, good quality brand. And there's another one. This is an M&W too, but I don't know who owned this one, but anyway, look at that. Bloody rusty old heap. But anyway, and on the thimble they've put a PK screw in there. So I don't know what we're going to do with this one, but anyway, yeah, poor old thing. I hate to see things treated like that. Over the years, buying tools, well, especially in my earlier working life, we'd buy tools. You know, you're a young family, you're paying off a home, and you're buying tools, and to buy this, I would have had to put that on the account at work and pay it off over a period of time. And sort of like the snap-on truck now. You know, you can pay the snap-on tools off, but yeah, I just hate to see stuff neglected like that. But one man's treasure is another man's junk, so, or vice versa. Now, in the lot, there's also unused NSK 50 to 75 millimetre micrometer. So, and once again, these are double ups, but that's all right. Yeah. Now, with the valve grinder, we got the dresser, and the Wolf brand tools were very well made, and you know that, like when they're 30 years old, or look, probably more, they have nice chrome, good quality chrome. So that chrome there, that would have been put over a copper base more than likely, so it's top quality stuff. And so I was quite keen to get that. And you know, we have a few jars I've still got sitting here. There's a stone, but that looks too small for the Wolf, but I believe that will fit the Warren and Brown that we already have. So we'll tuck them over here out of the way. And there also came a box with, you know, spare diamonds, and a lot of this is Warren and Brown. So the job lot of stuff, and they're different size collets for the machine. So yeah, buying a job lot, it's good fun sometimes. You end up with a few double ups, and in this case I think we've got some new stuff to put on our Warren and Brown valve grinder, as well as getting the Wolf one going, and apparently it goes, but I haven't tried it, I just took his word for it. So it'll be okay. And also in the job lot was some little valve seat cutters. Now, these type valve seat cutters, they were probably popular one time. They'd only be ever used on soft cast iron heads. These cutters are probably all buggered, I would reckon. The amount of rust on them, it'd take quite a bit to put an edge back on them. And in the engine reconditioning side of things, there's also quite a few fixed reams or hand reams. So there's a few of those fellas. A lot of these tools don't look particularly well looked after. And also in the mix are these valve guide reams, and there's quite a few of those as well. And one thing I was interested to get, and I'll show you one of the bigger ones, is the adjustable valve guide reams. Now there's a little screw in the centre there, and you can just open just spread the jaws a little bit for just taking a valve guide to oversize, or for a size that you haven't got, or if you'd like to put an insert in. It just has a little pin, and the little pin goes up and spreads the blades, and away you go. So I thought they were, I didn't have any of these, and so I thought that was handy, but they've all just been chucked in a tin. So we'll probably try and find a better place. There's a broken one. But yeah, all in all, there's quite a few. There's quite a few reams. There's still a few in here. So for my hobby of, part of my machining's doing up old vintage machinery, vintage tractors, vintage engines and things like that. So these old tools and reams like that, they'll certainly come in handy. Those reams can go over with my other ones. I have a drawer full of fixed size reams, so they can go over there with them. Pardon me. Now I went shopping and bought this little fella too. I didn't have one, and just for deburring and that, so that's a Sterling brand, and believe it or not, I just bought it, threw it in the thing, and I looked at the bill later and it was $75. That's what I get for not asking. And so yeah, that'll go good in the tool kit. Now some more in our little job lot that we bought. There's a Mitutoyo 1 to 2 inch micrometer. Being used, but in very good order. Now this micrometer has a different sort of anvil in the end of it, and this here doesn't lock up. The little wheel doesn't seem to lock up, but the ratchet's loose. It screws out of the end, but that's fixed at the moment, and I'll have to find out why. I thought perhaps this fella here was just the lock, but you can turn it and it doesn't do anything. So I don't want to force that, but yeah, it's just tight to turn, and I don't know about it. It's got X1471 written on it. There's something there I can't make out. That's what you get for being an old fart, eh? But yeah, there's no markings on the box, so I'll look into that one further. If anyone recognises it, give us a yell. Another M&W micrometer. It looks in good order. 1 to 2 once more. I'll have to make everything in the future between 1 and 2 inches, just so I can measure it. And there's another, I just had to sneak off and get some. There's also, in the kit, there was a 0 to 1 NSK micrometer. Put it back in there. And it comes with a sight gauge on it, so they must have old parts in mind, I reckon. Now there's a couple of tools here that I don't know what they are. And one of them is this ream. It's got a guide here. And can you see that? Yeah, I think you can. And it has an adjustable tip on it. It's adjustable in and out. It's a hand tool. Looks like it's a hand tool for something. There's no marking on the box at all, but overall that'll be 14 inches long. The box doesn't have anything obvious written on it. There's just the start of a word there, but I might even try and wipe that with a bit of thinners or something like that later and see if I can. Something's Speco product. Stream. Something A stream. But if you've used one of these in your working life and you know what it is, I wouldn't mind knowing what it is too. Then also we got this little tin with the gear. And there's another ream in it. Now this ream has a couple of guides. It looks to be a hand tool. It has cutters here. There's two guides. The guides appear to be the same size, but the guides can't go on the top to keep anything true. The guides only fit down the bottom. And there is something on the lid there, but we can't quite click into what that is either. So if you've used this tool, or you know what it is, yeah, please leave it in the comments. I don't know what it is. So we'll put that fella away. Now, the main reason I got interested in all these tools is that there was some reams there. And I have a set of reams. I'll try and slide it all over here without dumping it on the floor for you. And I have a set of Sutton reams, and when I got this there was only one used out of the whole set, and it's a set number 6. It goes from quarter to 1.5 inches. So, and the phone's ringing, I'll be back in a moment. Right, we'll have another run at this. Seem to have interruptions today, the phone's ringing and things like that, so, well, that's alright. It's a set I've had for ages. I bought it off eBay. There was only one ream used out of it, and at the time it was $2,500 and eBay had it for $500, so I bought that. So that's a Sutton number 6 micro set from quarter to 1.5 inches, and I've had that for some time. But I've only got one or two other reams. I do have odd sizes that I've bought over the years before I had that set, and there was other sizes there, but part of the kit I went to buy, or that got me interested in the whole thing, was this, and this is guides for the hand reams. And once again, in my hobby, doing up old machinery and tractors and things like that, this is a good thing. I've got a couple of guides, but I didn't have the set, so I bought the whole set, and there's 9 of them. And also in the kit, this is a set number 8, a Sutton set number 8 of reams, adjustable reams once more. And there we go. This set has one ream in here that's this one here. I don't know what they've done to it, but yeah, one blade's broken, and you just wonder how people can do that to their tools. But anyway, not to worry. So yeah, part of the kit was with those ream guides, they match this set of 9, and that'll be handy. But even though this is made for that, they'll fit on the other anyway. They're the same brand, so that was my little shopping exercise. But anyway, look, I'll take you for a little walk and show you the Wolf, the valve grinder, a bit of a snoop around there, and a bit of a walk around the shed. And yesterday afternoon we had the kids over, and we always enjoy the family coming over. A daughter and Tim and his wife and a little granddaughter, they come over, and we often have a few beers and yeah, have a bit of a yarn, and I actually put a camp oven roast on for them. And I was going to cook it outside and on the fire, but showers come across, so I decided to just cook it on heat bead. So there's a little bit of footage of Lance's cook up, and oh, it was bloody beautiful. I'm not sure if I took a film of it finished or not, but yeah, it was good chewing. Yeah, so yeah, after lunch yesterday we didn't get back up to the shed, but anyway, today's Monday, it's my day off, and yeah, give us a bit of time to do a video and back up the other end cleaning up the shed. We've sold one of our sheds, we sold a workshop, and we owned a business called Bundy Bears Field Service, and that was a farm to farm workshop, you know, with trucks, you know, with cranes and things like that. So we could go on site onto the farms and repair machinery, and I'd had that business, I started it, and I'd had it for over 18 years, and one of the chaps working for us come and saw me one day and said he'd like his own business. So I said, well, instead of starting up in opposition, I'm a bit sick of this. I've done it for enough, and been on the spanners for I think 34 years by that stage, and I was glad to, you know, pass it on to him. But we helped finance him into it, and he's been doing okay. But he's paying us out, the money that he owed us, he's paying us out, and in doing that he doesn't have to stay in our shed anymore. So he's going over to his dad's shed and going to work out of there. So, but what that does, in the other shed I used to have a couple little bits for my John Deere dozer. I've got a little MC dozer. I used to have a few pieces over there, a few pallets of gear, and I still had a few spare parts there. So Justin's told us that he's going to move into his dad's shed. So in doing that, I have to get the other shed ready for releasing to another client. So the big clean up in my shed is part of restack, reorganise, and I'm going to have to bring some stuff in from the other shed. So yeah, the little John Deere, I still haven't done the bonnet or the nose cone on it yet. This other thing come up, so it'll have to wait, and well, I'll head up the other end, and today I'll be filled up with reorganising, finding things that I didn't know I had, or I knew I had and couldn't find, so I went and bought other ones. All that stuff happens when you clean up. You shouldn't do it too often, cleaning up. I don't think there's any future in it. But anyway, look, come along for the ride and we'll see what we can show you. Well, look at this, a bit of clear space. Well, not very much. Plenty of shit around. Old planters and old engines, and there's some more old International M engines on a pallet. Another one way up over through there's a little United's down here. At the moment in the shed I've got junk everywhere, and the idea is that up this end here in that bay I used to have a big it's a big old double bag chaff cutter that I've donated to the Kangaroo Club. And hang on a sec, I'll just whiz outside and give you a look at that. That's the old chaff cutter there. It's a big old double bagger. It's got a crankshaft up the top there, and then while one bag's filling, you have another bag there. So well, once it reaches a certain weight, one bag will drop down. You put the lever across, and that will put the hay or the chaff into another bag, and away you go. So anyway, I've had this for a number of years. I used to work on a farm, not work on a farm, just do the work for a fellow that had it. And anyway, he came into the shop one day, and I was always interested in it, and he come in and he saw me about another job, and I said, whatever happened to that old chaff cutter and double bagger you had? And he said, oh look, the bloke that bought my farm, he didn't want it. He said, I've just got it chucked outside. And I said, have you? And he said, yeah. He said, oh, it's just outside around the back of the shed. He said, no one wants it. So I said, well, I wouldn't mind it. So anyway, I was just doing a little job on his tractor at the time, and he said, well, I'll tell you what, he says, you don't charge me for that little job on the tractor, and I won't charge you for this, and I'll bring it over just to get rid of it. So that was the story. But and look, thinking back, it's probably 8 or 10 years ago, maybe. It's one of those things, time gets away on you. And anyway, I've had it in the shed for all that time, and I decided that I wasn't going to do it up. I was just saving it really. I'm not much on wood. I'm a bit of a wood butcher, and when they make bloody wood welding rods, so I can fill the gaps and all that sort of thing. Well, that's when I'll hop into wood, I reckon. But anyway, I've donated this to the Kangaroo Vintage Machinery Club, and I donated it about 4 years ago, and they've been that long coming to get it. But we have tenants moving out of a shed over. We have an industrial shed in town. We work out of one on one side of town, but we still own them on the other side of town. But the one of the tenants on the far side of town, he's moving out shortly, and I've had a little bit of stuff stored there, and so now I need the room in my shed here to put all the stuff. So this was in the road, so it had to come out of the road. So I've rung them recently and said, yeah, come and get this bloody thing, and yeah, I'm going to put it out in the weather. And they said, yeah, okay, we'll get over there quickly and grab it. But anyway, it's been a couple of weeks now at least, and no one's bothered, so we'll just see. There's another club in town. If they don't come and get it shortly, well, yeah, we'll just see if there's another club wants it. Yeah, you can only wait so long, and I don't want to have to shift it every time I do the mowing. I've got to tow it back and mow where it is and bring it back forth again. I don't want to do that. So anyway, that's where the space come from in the shed. So we'll go back into the shed. Along this wall here, that's where the chaff cutter stood. So we've cleaned it all out. Oh, well, we haven't cleaned it all out. We're in the process of cleaning it all out. We're going to line up engines along there. There's a 4 horsepower Mogul, a 4 horsepower Famous, probably a 3 horsepower Dial, and assorted little Internationals. So we're going to line all them up. Then hopefully that'll give me a bit more space. I can bring a little Fergie across, and I can put the Lance Bulldog and all up this end out of the way, and that'll open up my main working area of the shed a bit more. So anyway, ever onward. Well, this is a valve grinder I picked up through the week. I have a Repco one, but this is a Wolf brand one. I'll try and zoom in there. Oh, that's not looking real good, is it? But yeah, it looks a good quality thing. People that have had them tell me they're okay, and it's probably done some work, but that's okay. Yeah, I like things that, well, I like things that have the older type machinery if I can find it and afford it. And it looks like it needs a big service up. For some reason, in behind this plate here that holds the support for the side screw, there's actually nuts in here, and this is spaced out for some reason. So just why they would do that, I don't know. I suppose I'm about to find out. And all the screws are free. But this, I must have to pull this out a little bit further. Oh. Yeah, it needs a little bit of work. That's a bit tight to slide out. But anyway, we'll get there. Yeah, there's a belt missing, but look, I bought it cheaply. There's a little wire brush that goes here for cleaning the valve, so that's something I'm looking forward to putting a little bit of time into and tidying up. There's a little bit of movement here, which I believe I can pull out by spacing it at the back. Okay, so anyway, we'll just see how we go. It's good to have something new to have a bit of a play with, isn't it? So we'll tidy it up over the next few weeks and put it into service next to the Repco one, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I wonder why they had to do this. No doubt we'll find out. It might have been a worn bit of thread or something on the nut, or yeah, just in that position there's quite a bit of movement in the handle without much movement here. Yeah. Anyway, it looks like a bit of work's going to have to happen. Anyway, that's why we have all this stuff. We don't mind doing that. Right, I've just had a fiddle here. And this that I thought was a thread is just a pin. And they have the pin drops in at 30, 45, maybe 15. Yep, and at 15. Yeah, so that's a good thing. I was thinking it was a screw with a knurled nut, and that's what this little toilet chain would be. It would be on here so this pin didn't get lost. So if we firm this down a little bit, it'll still move, and we should be able to set that nut to a tension where she can all work nicely. So that's a lot easier. My other one, you have to actually get a spanner onto this nut and turn him around and try and line him up exactly with the degrees. So yeah, so it is a better quality unit for sure. My other one's a Repco brand, and it's served me well for probably 10 years. But yeah, this will be a nice little addition. I always think with these things, I wonder, could you set it up to either do drills or to do end mills? You know, try and bring it around, even if you had to take a little bit off this, so you could actually get the 118 degrees, so to speak, or something like that. But we should be able to, there's a 90-degree mark there, so we should be able to run something through and just dress the end nicely with it, which you could do on the other one anyway, but you actually had to bring it in on the other end here. So anyway, full service before we use it, but yeah, just good to have a fiddle, isn't it? We're having the kids and granddaughter and that over for dinner this evening. It looks like it's going to rain, so we're still going to have a roast cooked in a camp oven. I think they call them Dutch ovens overseas, but this is going to look nice. It's going to taste nice too. It's a big lump of beef, and these little bits here, you'll see we've pierced it with a knife and pushed garlic into the meat. Put garlic on the outside, rubbed it with oil. The red stuff's salt and the green stuff's rosemary. So anyway, we'll just have to wait our time. We can't have a fire at the moment because well, we technically can have a fire, but it looks like it's going to rain, and so because it's going to rain, we're going to try and do it inside. So we're setting up a little rack over on the fireplace here. That frame there, we put heat beads in that, and at the moment we have the heat beads coming along. That's where we'd normally cook it, on the pig, but the clouds are hanging around today, so if we look down there without getting too much heat up the camera, you can see the beads are on their way. Once there's an ash all the way over here, like a white ash right over, well, that's telling us we're ready. So anyway, I'll show you what we do. This is a great bit of fun. We used to do this a lot. Yeah, but now, well, I started on my tractor and I sort of worked up the back too much. So anyway, we're going to have one this afternoon, so just checking a few things off here. Beer, check. Sport on TV while we're doing the cooking, check. Bit of V8, Australian V8 supercar race. Roast all tarted up, ready to go, check. Heat beads almost ready, almost got the black gone and the white ash around them to really start cooking. So heat beads. A place to sit and have a beer, check. Even a chair next to it for the dog. There you go, when it's raining too much outside, they're the heat beads. It's sitting inside on top of the fireplace. We have a little fireplace here that we fire up in winter just to sit in the comfort, so that's our setup. Heat beads on the bottom, heat beads on the top, and we'll show you from time to time what it looks like. Okay, it's been on for around 50 minutes. So we'll lift the top off and have a bit of a look. Oh, that's got to be good, eh? I can see my bit there, but I can't quite see yours. It must still be coming. There you go, all done. Right. Don't you wish you had some? Well, that's it. That's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Please leave comments down the bottom. I like to get comments and answer them back, and any feedback you have from the tools we showed you would be appreciated. And yeah, look, subscribe, and yeah, we'll probably catch you next week, eh? See ya.